We started the sea trout project in 2019 because it hasn't really been done anything in sea trout in the Faroe Islands, or nothing is really written down. So we started a project, which is then divided in 3 sub-projects. One is where we look at the smolt that's migrating down at sea, to sea, and then we go and put some, or set some gill nets in June, July. And then we get some fish scale samples from the local fish anglers, which supplements the knowledge that we get from the gill nets. The Seaward migration project is in Torshavn. It's under the bridge between Torshavn and Niger. And the fence is about 50 centimeters high, and it leads the fish across the river down to the trap itself. The project is running from mid-April to mid-July, and we check the trap daily, and if it's a lot of rain, we check it at least twice a day. In 2019, we got 675 samples, and in 2020, we got 619, but last year we only got 241. So we were a bit concerned this year when we put our trap up, but already in the past 3 weeks that we have had it up, it's already been over 200 samples, or 200 trouts got into the trap, so it looks like it's going to be a good year. And last year we had a really harsh winter, so we think that might have been why there came so little trout down last year. And then if we looked at the condition factors of all the sea trout that migrated down last year from in the river, we could see that the condition factor was much lower in general. So that is also like what we can see back, like we didn't even get that many. So. And then we have the projects that are at sea. That's when we set our own gill nets. We have caught 123 sea trout in 3 years, and then we have gotten 436 samples from the local fish anglers. And even here we can see that the condition factors are lower last year compared to the previous years. And we also think this might be due to the bad weather, or the cold weather we had that year. And then last year we kind of changed how we went out with the gill nets. We chose an area, Fámjin, where there's no access, or it's not close to any aquaculture, and then Øravik, where there's, I don't know if you can see this red dot right there behind the star, but there's an aquaculture farm. So we tried to compare the 2 areas. And here we can see the Fulton's K condition factor, that in Fámjin the condition of the sea trout was much higher than in Øravik. And we could also see that there was much more lice on the fish in Øravik than in Fámjin. But are we taking the calamus stages out of the equation, we can see there's no difference between the fish in Fámjin, which is far away from fish farming, and Øravik, who is close to fish farming. There's no significant difference between the sea lice. And then, we have decided, because there are so much calamus stages in 2001, and we also think this might have been because the sea trout wasn't, or didn't feel so good, or the condition factor was low compared to the previous years. But we have decided to take samples of the calamus stages this year and check if it's Calamus elongatus or if it's salmon lice. And I want to say thank you to the Faroese Fish Farmer Association for funding the project, and thank you.